Ethan Cole always liked the quiet nights. He had his small room filled with old gadgets, tools, and wires, a little chaos that he somehow understood. While others slept, he sat on the floor fixing broken devices or building tiny machines that hummed and glowed in soft blues and reds. Tonight, however, the room felt different. The air was heavier, charged in a way he couldn't explain. He rubbed his eyes and glanced around, expecting a loose wire or one of his own failed inventions to be the cause. But everything seemed normal until the glow started. It began at the far corner of his room, a soft blue shimmer that grew brighter in seconds. Ethan froze, his heart thumping. He had worked on strange gadgets before, but this glow didn't belong to any machine he had ever made. The hum that accompanied it was low but steady, almost musical, vibrating through his chest. And then, from the middle of the light, she appeared. Ethan blinked, trying to make sense of what he saw. A girl stood there, or at least, she looked like a girl at first glance, but her skin had a faint shimmer, and her eyes were a color he had never seen on Earth, a deep mix of violet and silver. Her hair floated slightly around her head, as if the air itself obeyed her presence. She wore simple robes that seemed to glow faintly in the same blue light surrounding her. Her expression was weak, almost desperate, and she swayed slightly as if gravity itself had become uncertain. Ethan's mouth went dry. Who are you?" he stammered, stepping back instinctively. She tried to smile, but it faltered. Her voice was soft, melodic, and carried an unusual resonance that made him shiver. I am Ariel," she said. "I need you, close. It is urgent." Ethan shook his head. I don't understand. What do you mean, close? What are you talking about?" Her gaze softened. "I mean, near you. Your presence. It stabilizes me." She took a small step forward, and the light around her flickered as if it reacted to her emotions. "If I am not close, I will not survive the season." Ethan felt a chill. "Season? What season?" She paused, swallowing, and the faint shimmer around her body dimmed. "On my world, we experience harmonic season. It is a time when our energy becomes unstable. We must be near a stable life form to endure it, or we may not survive." Ethan's mind raced. Aliens? Energy seasons? This had to be a dream, but her eyes, wide and pleading, told him otherwise. She was real, and she needed help. He glanced around his cluttered room, thinking of what he could offer. There were blankets, food, and maybe his little heater. It wasn't much, but it would have to do. He took a careful step toward her. Okay, you can stay here. I'll help." Relief flashed across her face. "Thank you," she whispered. Her voice was barely audible over the soft hum that seemed to radiate from her. She sank to the floor slowly, and Ethan helped her sit. She looked fragile, like she might vanish if she leaned too heavily in any direction. As she rested, she explained more about her species and their world. Lysera was not a planet humans knew. Its people had evolved to channel energy from stars, living among networks of light that stretched across continents. But these powers came with a cost. During harmonic season, their bodies leaked unstable energy, making them weak and vulnerable. Only a being with a naturally stable bioelectric field could help them survive. Humans, she said, were the rarest kind of stabilizers in the galaxy. Ethan listened, captivated despite the strangeness. His mind tried to keep up, but every word sounded like part of another world, impossible yet undeniable. He noticed that even sitting still, her glow seemed to fluctuate, like a heartbeat. "You chose me?" he asked quietly. She nodded. "I felt your resonance through the stars. Most humans are not strong enough, but yours is unique. I need it." He swallowed, feeling the weight of responsibility. Helping her was not just kindness, it was survival. For her and possibly for him, if what she warned next was true. Ariel's eyes grew serious. "The Void Trackers may follow me here." Ethan frowned. "Void Trackers? They are creatures, hunters of unstable energy. If they sense me here, they will come. They do not care for your world. They only take what is unstable." Ethan felt a twinge of fear. His small room, his quiet little life, suddenly seemed like the center of an interstellar storm. But looking at her fragile form, he felt resolve harden in his chest. He wasn't going to push her away. "Then, we'll face them if they come," he said firmly. Ariel's gaze softened again, admiration flickering in her glowing eyes. Over the next few hours, Ethan did what he could. He prepared blankets, set up a small heater, and offered her food he hoped she could eat. Ariel rested near him, occasionally reaching out to touch a piece of equipment, fascinated by the human's inventions. Her touch made some of his devices hum unexpectedly, and he laughed nervously. "You're kind of affecting everything, huh?" She smiled faintly, but her glow dimmed slightly with exhaustion. "Your presence, it strengthens me. Just being near you helps stabilize my energy. Humans are remarkable, though few understand it." Ethan's heart beat faster at the thought. Not remarkable for strength or speed, but for something deeper, something that could resonate across galaxies. That thought both humbled and thrilled him. Suddenly, a flicker of movement outside the window caught his attention. The night sky, usually calm, was now punctuated with strange distortions, almost like ripples in a pond. Ariel's head turned sharply, her eyes widening. "They've found the resonance," she whispered. "The portal. It's forming." Ethan followed her gaze and saw it too, a faint, twisting vortex of energy slowly materializing in the darkness above the town. He realized with a start that she hadn't lied. Danger was real and coming for both of them. What do we do?" he asked, panic creeping in. Ariel's voice was calm but determined. "We stay together. Your presence keeps me strong. If they sense me alone, they will succeed. But with you, we might have a chance." Ethan nodded, though his mind raced. He didn't know what he could do against creatures from another world, but he couldn't abandon her. Not now. Not when she was this vulnerable. Hours passed slowly. The light around Ariel fluctuated as she rested, leaning slightly toward Ethan, drawing on his energy as naturally as breathing. He marveled at how fragile and powerful she seemed at once. He asked her about Lysera, about her life before this. And she told him of towering cities made of crystal light, of skies filled with ribbons of energy instead of clouds, of traditions and knowledge humans couldn't imagine. Each story made the danger feel smaller, replaced by fascination and awe. Despite her frailty, there was a strength in Ariel that intrigued him. Humans were considered simple and weak in her world, she said. Yet they possessed emotional resilience and ingenuity that even her people admired from afar. Ethan realized, sitting there beside her, that she had never seen humanity the way she now did. Not just a species, but a force capable of protecting and stabilizing another being. Suddenly, the distortion above grew brighter. Ethan tensed. Ariel rose slightly, steadying herself on her hands. Her glow pulsed with energy that mirrored the vortex forming in the sky. "They are coming," she said quietly. "I can feel them through the resonance. They will try to take me, and you will be caught if we are not careful." Ethan swallowed hard. Fear lanced through him, but determination replaced it quickly. He had no idea how to fight these void trackers, but he knew one thing. He wouldn't let her face them alone. He moved closer to her, trying to offer comfort even as his own heart pounded. "We'll figure it out," he said. "Whatever comes, we face it together." Ariel's eyes glimmered. For the first time since she arrived, a small smile appeared. I believe you. Humans are strange, yet so strong. You are unlike any I have seen." Outside, the night continued to twist and shimmer. The calm of Ethan's room was gone, replaced by an electric tension that seemed to hum in the walls. But inside, he and Ariel shared a strange connection, a bond forged not by choice but by necessity. One human and one alien bound together by survival, by courage, and by something neither fully understood. Hours turned to dawn, and the vortex outside faded slightly, but the glow of Ariel remained. She was no longer on the brink of collapse, but still weak. Ethan kept vigil, adjusting blankets, keeping her warm, and marveling at how someone from another galaxy could become so important in the quiet little human life he had known. For Ariel, every moment near him strengthened her, reaffirmed her hope, and reminded her that humans were more than what she had believed. They were not merely fragile creatures of flesh. They were anchors in the vast, chaotic universe, capable of something her own people sometimes lacked: courage without expectation, strength without violence, and loyalty without hesitation. By the time the sun's first rays filtered through his window, Ethan felt a strange calm settle over him. He had no idea what tomorrow would bring, or if the void trackers would find them again. But he knew one thing clearly: he would not abandon Ariel. She needed him, and somehow he needed her too. Not in any romantic way, but in the way someone depends on another for survival, for understanding, and for connection in a universe that suddenly seemed far larger and more dangerous than he had ever imagined. And as Ariel rested beside him, her glow faint but steady, Ethan realized that tonight marked the beginning of something extraordinary. Something that would change not just his life, but the way he would see the entire universe. The sky above Ethan's town rippled with strange energy, the early morning light failing to calm the air. Ariel stirred beside him, her faint blue glow flickering as she tried to stand. She looked toward the horizon, eyes narrowing as she sensed the growing presence of the void trackers. These creatures were unlike anything Ethan had ever imagined. They did not walk, they glided, tall and dark, with energy flowing over their bodies in jagged patterns, their eyes like glowing embers. They fed on unstable energy, and Ariel's very life had become their beacon. Ethan's fingers tightened around a small device he had been tinkering with the night before. It was simple, just a coil of wires, magnets, and a tiny generator, but it pulsed when near Ariel's energy. He had no idea if it would work against the void trackers, but it was all he had. "They're close," Ariel whispered, her voice trembling slightly despite her determination. "Ethan, you must stay near me. If they sense me alone—" Her words faded as the first shadow appeared at the edge of the field. Ethan swallowed hard. "I'm not leaving. We face this together." The void tracker moved like liquid shadow, its tall frame sliding silently over the ground. Its glowing eyes fixed on Ariel, and a low hum vibrated through the air, a sound that made Ethan's teeth chatter. But he noticed something. His device reacted. The coil of wires pulsed, brightening in time with Ariel's energy. He realized, almost instinctively, that it could repel the creature if he could amplify its resonance. He shouted, "Ariel, lean close to me. I think I can use this." Ariel hesitated, her glow flickering, but she trusted him. She moved closer, resting a hand on his shoulder. The energy between them mingled, and Ethan could feel it. Strong, strange, and almost alive. The device in his hands sparked, sending arcs of light toward the approaching void tracker. The creature paused, sensing the sudden disruption in Ariel's energy. Ethan took a deep breath and turned a dial on his device, increasing the intensity. A beam of pulsing blue light shot toward the tracker, striking it squarely in the chest. The void tracker roared, an ear-piercing sound, and staggered backward, its form flickering like a disrupted hologram. Ariel's glow surged, stronger than before. "It's working!" she cried, her voice filled with awe. "Your energy, it's affecting them!" Ethan's heart raced. Humans were not supposed to interact with cosmic energies this way, yet here he was, standing firm, using his ingenuity and calm resolve to protect an alien life. He adjusted the coil again, this time aiming it in a sweeping motion that sent arcs of light dancing across the creature's dark form. It shrieked, thrashing, but the pulse kept it at bay. Suddenly, more shadows appeared at the horizon. Several void trackers were converging, drawn by Ariel's residual energy. Ethan glanced at her, concern etched in his face. "We can't hold them all with this alone. We need help." Ariel's eyes sparkled with hope and fear. "The High Council, they will come. But they must arrive quickly or—" She didn't finish, but Ethan understood. If the trackers reached them, both Earth and Ariel would be in grave danger. Minutes passed like hours. The trackers advanced steadily, but Ethan's device held them at a distance. Each pulse of energy required intense concentration. Sweat ran down his forehead as he realized the stakes. One mistake, one miscalculation, and Ariel could be lost forever. Yet something remarkable happened. He noticed that with each pulse, the trackers hesitated slightly, almost as if the humans' calm and determination was something they could not predict. Then a shimmering light appeared in the distance, growing larger with every second. A portal opened above the tree line, and armored figures stepped through. They were Lyceran guardians, their bodies radiating energy in golden hues. Spears of pure light were held at the ready, and their eyes scanned the battlefield immediately. Ethan froze. "Ariel, the Council." "Yes," she whispered, her voice trembling. "They came for me, but I need you to stay behind me." The Lycerans stepped forward, but seeing Ethan, their leader raised a hand in caution. They scanned him with an energy pulse, their faces unreadable. For a moment, Ethan feared they would see him as a threat, but Ariel stepped in, placing herself between Ethan and the Guardians. "He saved me," she said firmly. "He kept me alive. He is different. You must see that." The lead Guardian lowered the spear slightly, nodding. A scan confirmed what Ariel had said. Ethan's bioelectric signature was exceptionally stable, the rarest kind, and it had helped stabilize her during her harmonic season. The trackers, realizing reinforcements had arrived, hissed and advanced anyway, but the combined force of the Lycerans and Ethan's device made them falter. Light collided with shadow as beams of energy struck the dark forms. The creatures shrieked, twisted, and then one by one they were forced back into the portal they had emerged from. The vortex collapsed in on itself, leaving nothing but a ripple in the air. Ethan sank to his knees, exhausted, hands trembling. Ariel leaned on him for a moment, her glow returning to a steady, healthy light. You did it," she said softly. "You saved me. You saved your world as well." The Lyceran Guardians approached cautiously, then saluted. "Human stabilizer," the leader said. "Rarely have we seen one who can endure a harmonic season with a Lyceran. Your courage and ingenuity have prevented a disaster that could have consumed Earth." Ethan's jaw dropped. "Human... what?" "You are now recognized as a human stabilizer," Ariel explained, smiling faintly. "Your presence stabilized me, and you held your ground against creatures that would have destroyed most planets. You have our respect." The Guardians nodded solemnly, scanning the area to ensure no trackers remained. Ethan realized then that he had become a hero in a galaxy he had never known existed. His quiet nights fixing gadgets had never prepared him for this, yet he had risen to the challenge. Ariel stepped closer, her hand brushing his. "The season is over now," she said. "My energy is stabilized thanks to you. I must return to Lysera, but—" She paused, her eyes glowing softly. "Our connection will remain. I will always be able to find you." Ethan swallowed, feeling a strange warmth in his chest. You'll come back?" She nodded. "Yes. This is not the end. Humans are stronger than many believe. And now, I know the one who helped me when I was weakest will never be forgotten in my world." The Lyserans began to step back toward the portal, preparing to leave. Ariel lingered a moment, her gaze fixed on Ethan. "Remember this," she said quietly. "Even in a universe full of danger and shadow, courage, loyalty, and calm resolve can change the course of worlds. You have proven that." Ethan nodded, words failing him. He had faced beings from another world, survived their attack, and helped an alien life form endure its season. He had done things he never imagined he could. The portal shimmered and closed, leaving Ethan alone in his room once more. Ariel was gone, but the faint glow she left behind lingered, a reminder that the universe was larger, stranger, and far more interconnected than he had ever known. Days passed, but Ethan found it difficult to return to his old routines. Each night, he would glance at the sky, hoping for a glimpse of her shimmering figure. He tinkered with gadgets, not just to pass the time, but to prepare for anything else the universe might send his way. He had learned that humans, small and fragile as they seemed in the galaxy, could do things that other species often underestimated. Ingenuity, courage, and calm resolve were powers no one could measure, yet they could shift the balance of worlds. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a faint shimmer appeared in the corner of his room. Ethan's heart leapt. He rushed over, but the light dissipated before forming. Still, he smiled. He knew she was out there watching, and that their bond remained. One day they would meet again, and the universe would remember the human who stood firm when the stars themselves seemed to waver. Ethan sat on the floor, picking up a small coil of wire and a magnet, and began tinkering once more. His life would never be the same. He had been part of something extraordinary, something larger than Earth, something that proved humans were capable of heroism, not just on their own planet, but across the cosmos. He worked quietly, the glow from his tiny gadgets reflecting in his eyes, imagining the day Ariel would return. And when that day came, he would be ready. Even without her presence, he felt her strength and her trust within him. The lessons of that night, the danger and the triumphs were etched into his mind. Humans might seem small in the galaxy, but courage, determination, and ingenuity were things no tracker, no invader, no being, alien or otherwise, could ever truly ignore. And somewhere, across the stars, Ariel watched him too, remembering the human who had saved her life. She whispered into the cosmic winds, a quiet promise that one day they would stand together again, facing whatever dangers the universe could throw at them. Until then, she held on to the memory of his calm, his courage, and the strange brilliance of a human mind that had changed her fate forever.